Good morning. How's everybody doing today? If you wouldn't mind, throw out there in the chat, give me a hell yeah. You hear me? Let's just paste this over here. If anybody's feeling bold, wants to join us, you're welcome to do it. I'm going to try this from this side as well. See if that pins the same way. I don't know if it does or not, but hey. Good morning. All right. Yes, you can hear me. All right. Showita beanies. How's everybody doing today? How the heck are you, Zoe? Feels like it's been forever, but I only missed 1 week. But, had to go off to a conference. Mr. Nick's picks mugs this morning. Got to do that kind of crap every once in a while. If work's willing to pay for it, I'm willing to go. More than likely, we'll have a cat visitor at some point. He's laying here right next to me sleeping right now. So I'm sure he will make an appearance, knowing how much of a PETA he can be at times. All right, let's see. What do we got going today? I got lots of goodies today, actually. I'm still trying to figure this out. And it is not figuring out for me very well. Nice and open. Feels good. So I was trying 3D printing. Show me the kitties. That's all you ever come for, right? Is the kitties. Let's see. Why am I not seeing my camera? I'm not seeing my other camera this morning, and I don't sure exactly why. Go check here. Uno momento, por favor. Yeah, I know I got other apps using the camera. I don't want to see that camera anyway. I'll have to figure that out. My other camera's not working, so I don't have a camera to change over to. Hey. Oh, man, that just hurt, dude. I mean, that just really was, that was uncalled for. You hurt my feelers. I'm telling you, dude. That was some rough. Oh, that's what happened. That was rough, man. That was really, really rough. Oh, hang on. I had to fix my technology. Yeah, whatever, man. You, man. Permanent ban coming. I can tell. Oh, come on. Drama already. I know, Lockchuck. Morning. I need some moderators out here to kick the riffraff out when they start acting up like that and just being horrible. All right. There he is. Hey, Gizzies. What you doing, buddy? Little fart blossom he is. So anyway, as I was saying, I was trying 3D printing some handles for sparrows, picks, and they're because sparrows as a single layer picks, It's got a slot, and you're just supposed to press the press fit. I haven't been able to print one of these and actually get a pick to fit. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong or what the issue is. But that's something I've been working on because that's probably my biggest beef with Sparrow's picks is the single layer handle. I know there are others that like the handles. I am not one of them. So is what it is. All right, let's get the party rolling. I got a lot to talk about today. But if somebody wants to join, I pinned the link. So Mr. Stu sent me my arch nemesis, the Lotto 410, with the wonderful made sticker on it. Beautiful looking, man. Beautiful looking. I've actually been able to pick that one open a few times now. Morning, Luck Chuck. How are you? G Key Man Nova. You missed the drama already. They also sent me one of his tension wrench sets. I'm really digging these. I figured as beautiful as they were, because I mean, we're talking, look at how nicely polished up those are. They're just beautiful. They needed something better than the little nylon sleeves, so I got one of these little executive cases for them. Works quite nicely. Quite nicely indeed. So, while I was off at my little, oh man, holy cow, what is going on? What in the wide world of sports is going on here? Oh, I got to get in here and do some cleaning, because I tell you what, it's a mess. Oh, where did you go now? Oh, you're in my hand. Good grief. We will put you back in there. Put you back up here. Right? That just burns, man. That just burns. Okay. Anywho, I went off to Black Hat and DEF CON training. Hey, Mr. Orgus, how are you this morning? And there was a Sparrows booth down there, so I visited them. There was also Tool and Red Team Tools were there. So I picked up a few goodies while I was there. Probably spent more than I should have. Just don't tell wife. One of the things that I bought was one of these practice lockpick sets. That's one of the things that truly I really like from Sparrows. I really think they've done a beautiful job on these things. This is a progressive set, so they came pinned 2, 3, 4, and 5. I already had this cutaway version. So I bought those, and I showed a picture out on those, I think on Reddit, and somebody right away was, oh, those are terrible. They're nothing more than for training a new picker. And my response was, well, that's kind of why I bought them, was to be able to use them as training aids. But, you know, each one of these can be pinned out to a full 6 pins. And you can turn around, and I could repin these with security pins and still keep the difficulty levels of 2, 3, 4, and 5, but work your way up, right? They're a great tool set. And I mean, I got all 4 of those for $25. That's pretty doggone cheap for a decent practice lock, and one that you can rekey. You can get different keyways for them. They got all kinds of stuff for those. So I really like those. I think they're pretty cool. That's what I've got right now. They just have the standard 2, 3, 4, 5 standard pins in there, but I'll be working with those a little bit, doing a little training, a little practicing. They had their little giveaway, or not giveaway, their contest going on, which I had to partake in. Hey, New House, how are you? Anyway, they had 2 locks on a clear case, a Master number 3, and then they had an American 1100 that just had 2 pins in it. And they wanted you to pick those open. They asked you, how long do you think it will take? I was like, well, you know, those aren't very hard. 30 seconds. They said, yeah, you're full of it. And sure enough, I did not make it in 30 seconds. But in my defense, they made me use their tools, which the one thing I will say, so I also bought this, the Yeah, what do they call this one? I don't even remember what they call that kit. But I bought this set. And, this is, again, this is one of my complaints with it. I know other people that like these, that like the single layer, because then they can make their own custom handles and stuff out of them. But I don't have the time for that. And that's one of my biggest complaints, are the single layer handles I don't like. So, but when I was picking, they broke out one of their other kits, and I could pick tools out of that to use. And one of those was their new, or not new, but the ones with their rubber overmold handle that comes all the way up here on the neck. And man, I tell you what, those things just ate the feedback out. You couldn't feel hardly anything of what was going on compared to another pick. It was pretty doggone nuts. We'll talk about this kit again here in a bit. But anyway, I did their thing. I got it in under a minute for the total. And as part of that, they gave me this lovely it is so hard to get out of this case. There we go. This lovely pick comes with some extras. Here's one modification that I made to this kit right off the bat. So when you get this kit, you've got your wrench here. There's an extra rod there. There's a wrench to take it apart with here. And then there's usually 2 replacement set screws laying in here. And they're just laying in here loose, falling around, falling in and out, whatever. I just popped a couple of holes in the foam and screwed them in. Come on, Sparrows. You could do that. You could do that, and then you don't have these loose ones flailing around. You just take your tool and spin them right back out. And they're not going to fall out of there, right? That fell out, but that's supposed to. But anyway, that's what I did as a modification to it, so I don't lose those. But now I need a lock that I can pick with that, which I think I may have just ordered one off of Amazon. I found a cheapie and I ordered one up to try it out. Wow, Nola. Ooh, that was harsh to poor Mr. Newhouse. Oh, I'm telling you. All right. So that's a little bit of the goodies that I had while I was down there. I wanted to talk about this. Is the EOD set. That's what that is. EOD set's what they call this. So it comes with a little shove knife, which is cool. That's something separate that I purchased while I was down there. It comes with this EOD rake, which, man, I'm telling you what, you compare that with just about any other rake. Those things are thick. And they need quite the keyway to fit. But whatever. Comes with the little knife, bypass knife. And it comes with this assortment of picks. So you've got a wave rake, a double peak, a triple peak, a small half diamond, which is really a small half diamond, and then a short hook. So again, my biggest problem is the single layer handles. Don't like them. They're just not comfortable to use. I'm probably going to do what RuneSmith did, laying these out together, center up, drill a hole, rivet them together so you can just spin out what you want. And then when you've done that, you've got a halfway decent handle as well while you're working on it. So that's probably what I'm going to do to them. Now, the other thing it came with was these, which I believe these are a wafer lock jiggler set. Have any of you guys used these? I've tried playing with these. I only have one wafer lock. I didn't bring it down. It's upstairs, but I only have one. And I can't get these to open this at all. So I don't know if it's just a matter of I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not really sure with the whole double peak thing on there. What's supposed to come of those? But don't know. So if anybody can tell me on that. And then it came with their standard different width, same thickness, double-ended turners. I'm not a real big fan of these. Never have been. And then it came with the same thing, the different widths, same thicknesses with the turn for bottom of keyway. It was rather interesting. I was talking to one of the guys at the Sparrows booth, and I commented on these, how I'm not a big fan of them because of the different widths rather than any kind of thicknesses, that they just don't work well for top of keyway. And he made the comment, well, I guess if you want to use them top of keyway. They're double-ended with a long and a short. What else would it be for? You open to find deadbolts with little jigglers. And I probably just need to play with them a little bit more and kind of learn how to use them. I just don't know. I've never used that style of a jiggler, so not real sure what I'm doing with them. But he made it sound like those weren't for top of keyway, which that's kind of what they seemed like they should be for me. But I'll do a little playing with it. I think this might be a good kit to just throw in one of my bags and have in there. A little shove knife. I've done a little playing with that. That thing's pretty cool, the bypass blade. I haven't used that big rake yet, but I'll play with that a little bit, see what I can do with it. The shove knife is always a cool addition. So, neat little kit. There's probably a few things that I would tweak up or change a little bit in there as far as pick profiles on it for an EOD or rapid response kit, but that's is what it is, right? The other one that I bought, which is going to go on my rack over here. Oh my goodness. I picked up this dude. This is another one of their artwork pieces. This one, I believe, is called the Warlock. Let's see if I can manually focus you a little better. There we go. Another one of their artwork pieces. Again, really thick, chunky rake. But I bought it for the artwork. It'll go next to a monkey paw in my little display rack. Not really one I'm probably going to really use ever, but I'm sure I'll play with it a little bit once in a while. But that's just going to go right up here. There. Right next to my monkey paw. Heard it giggly. Stop it. No, when it shows. Oh, good grief. Yeah, you got to be careful with that, though. Whew. You guys are treading in dangerous territory down there. Yeah, it's a very pretty pick. Really, I like the artwork on them. I wish they would do the artwork on both sides of it. That's just me. It's one of the other things I wanted to show off, just because I have to. Right? Got to do it. Got to do it. So I got in some more stock in store, and I built the extra tension wrench to go in it again. But I think I probably have the best lineup of picks in this that I've had yet. So we've got, let's just start up here at the top. I went with a short offset diamond, or an offset diamond rather, a half diamond, small half diamond. It's got a Euro style, so nice slim neck, short flat hook, standard short flat hook, the Chaos rake, dog leg, heavy dog leg, and then the new deep dog leg. And dude, that is a deep dog leg. I'll be talking about him here in a little bit. But that's what I've put in there, and I think that is a pretty freaking sick set of picks to have. And then with the extra tensioner, you've got a decent top of keyway and bottom of keyway tensioner built into the tool. Great. Don't be bringing the feds in, man. We don't need the feds showing up in here so they can kind of start doing screen captures and grabs and crap. Don't need that junk. The other thing, as you guys already know, I've got the multi-pick sets. I still have some of these left with tension wrenches in 3. Well, I decided that it was time for kind of my own variant. Southern Specialties is their black leather cake pouch. Awesome little pouch. And that one, I've got them with standard or heavy dog legs, that Chaos rake again, and the Longhorn tension set. Cheaper than the multi-picks. But again, a very nice set. Working with the feds. You know, I've worked with the feds before. it was interesting. And the other thing I've got, I don't have out here to show anybody, but I think it's kind of an exclusive because I don't think you're going to find them anywhere else. The medium elephant trunk hooks. I talked with Aaron about those because I had a set I've been testing. I got a set, been trying them out, and I asked if they were ready to go prime time. He goes, "Well, we don't have them up on the site yet, but if you want them, you want to list them, you certainly can." So I have medium hook elephant trunks in stock. They're a pretty doggone sweet hook. They work very, very well. Let's see, where do I have? Do I have those in here? Yeah. This isn't the final ones. These are the ones I've been testing, but there you can see the medium hook version rather than the short hook of the standard elephant trunks. So then I also bought this, which I believe is a Southern Specialty setup from the tool booth. Now this jiggler, I have extreme luck with. That thing just works. Amazing. I haven't played with the others. Then I have a couple of bypasses, a 4 and a 5 pin. I haven't messed with those at all yet, but I did get those too. So, like I said, I went a little cray. While I was there, delete your YouTube and disappear. Yeah. Oh, then, I've been messing with dimple lock, so I decided I want to get a dimple lock to do some practicing with. And I pulled what my wife usually does. And I did not apparently read descriptions very well. So I was out surfing around, and I found an Avis dimple lock. And there it is. There's the key. Looks great. About the same size key as what's in this one from Harbor Freight, but more pins, a little better. Thought, yeah, that'll be a great practice lock. So I hurried up and ordered that baby. Hey, morning, Mark Carter. How are you? That's what I got. Look at how tiny that lock is. There's a 410 Lotto in comparison. Look at that little itty bitty thing. There's the little keyway on that. The problem I have with that, none of my dimple flags will fit in there. So I can't pick that lock with my dimple flags. So it's not going to do much good to help me learn. I didn't look at the full description, didn't realize it was that itty bitty tiny whiny thing. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. It is what it is, or what it are. Well, I've got this. I've got lawn mowing to do, Mr. Newhouse, and then I've got a team get together for work later this afternoon. So having kind of a party for the team and doing some giveaways and drawings and raffles and crap like that for them. So that's what I'll be doing this afternoon. So there you go, guys. That is all of the lovely new stuff that I've been playing with and doing and what I've been harboring around with. And I don't think these will work. I'm trying to figure out if I can use one of these half diamond picks. I might be able to, just to play with it a bit, because I have to. I might be able to use this guy. That's a pretty decent half diamond. That might work for going in here and trying to work my way down and pick those dimples. So at some point, I'll have to try that. And good old Mr. Noodle Thumb, he sent me a couple of new challenge locks. So I got those to work on a little bit. This first one is called Gravity. And the other one is Are You Winning, Son? And then over the keyway it says No. I have not tried into that one yet. I have been messing with Gravity a little bit. Neat, interesting little lock if you have not seen that one. Yeah, that's what kids are for. Yeah, I don't have kids at home anymore, so, they're only 6. Hey, they're never too early to start mowing lawn. Never. Even if it's with a little toy lawnmower while you're mowing. Whiskey and coffee. That's right. You're exactly right, Mark. A link is up top pinned if anybody feels up to joining. So like I was talking about, I was trying to 3D print some handles for these. Let's find, do I have one here that doesn't have one on it? Oh, that's a different one totally. There we go. For these sparrows. But I don't know, something wrong in the calibration of my unit. I should try since I have this other printer now. But there is no putting this sparrow's pick in that handle. It just say, no way, homie Joe. We no go there. Because that's my biggest beef with these. I just don't like the single layer handle. And I just, quite honestly, do not have the time to sit around trying to make some wood handles for it. So that's probably not going to happen. So let me know what you guys think of the picks that I've got in that pocket tool. Fell in love with the elephant trunk and J configuration. What is J configuration, Mark? Yeah, I like the elephant trunks. I think they're a great pick. Let's see. I want to see if I can show you guys this beastie a little bit. And I think the elephant trunk with the... yeah, I could try and find some of that and put some of that marine grade on it. You got to do the marine grade. I tried it without that. And it's... yeah, I'm not a fan because it just comes loose after time and comes off where the marine grade won't. So the long J hook. Well, we will dig out. Oh, and there we go. There we have an open on Mr. Gravity. It's not what I was wanting to get. This thing has a just about ridiculous deep full set. See if I can get it to drop into that again. There we go. There we go. Let me zoomy down here. And let's go to manual. So if you can see that, baby. I mean, look at, here's the center line of the lock. Look at how far offset that is with that full set. That is crazy, dude. Crazy full set on that lock. Very cool. Very, very neat. Very fun little pick. Not a super tough one, but very interesting. So I'll be getting that one all locked up on video. I want to gut that thing to see what they've got in it, but I'm not going to do that on camera because I don't want everybody else seeing it yet. Yeah, and full send it. Yeah, that's an idea too. So, ooh, dude, sorry. Blew everybody's lungs out. So we will show these as well. What do you guys think? Is that a little too much? A little too extreme? That is what I'm currently testing after our modifications to the first set of a deep hook. All right, stay in focus. Yeah, dog, there we go. Of a deep hook dog leg. We started the swoop further back. Comes up, stays relatively a little bit thicker, a little bit stronger, not quite as thick as the heavies, and then really curls down at the end. I've picked several locks with these so far. They seem to do work, but man, that is a hook. So let me know what you think. Too much hook? These aren't available just yet. We're still doing a little testing to see if this is what I want to have for the final go before I actually do a run. So if we go back and look, let me see if I can find, where did I put those? Oh, they're in here. Too many cases, dude. Too many cases. So I'll grab this one and I'll grab that one. Here are the two models of what I had for a deeper hook design. So there they are. So this is what I did the first run. And then Broke Picks has been helping me with testing them. And we both kind of came to the same conclusion that maybe that wasn't enough of a change from the original. So we made some alterations. We brought, like I said, you can see we brought the swoop starting further back and then a sharper hook up here at the end. It is very sharp though, so man, it really digs in there. But on the other side of that, so I'll dig this guy out. So if I use this practice lock here, let me find my back pin. As I was just going to try and show a little bit. I can get in there. See, here's one of the other problems that we had with the original is the head was just a little too wide. So it's really temperamental on your pin stack. But there you can see I can get to that pin, but I just can't lift it all that well. Oh, come on. I'll just drop down a little lower. Now if I take the new deep one, I come back and I find that back pin. Look at how high I'm lifting that pin. And I'm not even touching pin 4. Pin 4 doesn't budge. So yeah, it definitely gets in there. Definitely gets back in there and can lift those pins that really need lifting. And yeah, I agree with you, Newhouse. It's not something that you use all that often, but there are times where having that deep hook is handy. So that's what I came up with. We shall see. We're going to be doing a little testing over the next week, and we'll see if it's a go from there, and we'll pull the trigger and get them running, I guess. But we'll see. That's where I'm at. I've picked, well, I've gone into some relatively, that's not a huge gaping keyway, but I've picked that with a deep hook. That's just a little Harbor Freight lock. I've picked a couple of 1100s with it. I picked a couple of 1100 off clones, if you will, the Master 6835. Oh, hey, that's another lock that I got. So one of the other things down there at the tool booth, they had a lock picking going on and passing out picks. And they had a challenge that I partook in where they had just a little lock box, wafer lock. You had to pick that open. Inside of that was then a lock that you had to pick. They gave you 15 minutes total to do the whole thing. And they had this in there. This is a Sepox. It's an 1100 clone. So after I got done with that, I'm like, all right, I got to buy one of those to play with that lock a little bit because I'm curious. Because I did not get this thing open. I mean, the key looks very similar, and actually, there's an 1100. Oh, this is one of them with the master key. It does fit in an American 1100 core. I have a core in that one. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. Blow your little eardrums out. Here we go. We'll just grab Mr. Snakes because it's a standard, I do believe. Well, it worked with my other one upstairs. Interesting. Does not fit that one. But one of my other 1100s, and this one here. Huh. I don't know. I had a lock that key fit in, and an American 1100 that fit in here. Now, I did try them out, and the cores are not interchangeable. Did you guys lose my stream? Am I all locked up with nowhere to go and video issues? Hold tight. How do I fix this? It'll be back. Patience, grasa hoppa. Yes, and I thought I had that stupid sump pump fixed. Can you still hear audio? There's no video? Come on, you can come back. You got audio only. Come on, Restream, you can do it. I know you can. I'm not sure what to do to fix this either. Audio's good. I've tried changing that. Let's go here. Change cameras. Change camera back. Whew. And it made no difference. Sweet beanies. All right, well, hopefully I don't completely kill it. I'm going to try and reload the screen. Hold on. Hopefully this doesn't end my stream. All right. Let's see if that'll bring back the video. And it did. Can you see me now? Ooh. Ooh. The lag is serious. All right. Anywho, sorry about that, guys. I really need to figure out why it does that. It's driving me insane. Anyway, I did pull it apart, and the core is just slightly different than an American 1100, so I cannot put an 1100 core in this lock. This core might work in an 1100 lock. I haven't tried it yet. But as you can see from the key, it's shorter. They've done a shorter neck on the key, but it's the same, exact same layout of a key. So they did clone it pretty hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5-pin that's currently in here. It is really stiff to open, and the pins are gritty and horrible, and man, it is just a pain in the rear. But I had such a hard time picking that thing down there, and I wasn't sure if it was the lock itself or it was just most of their locks down there have been just trashed. The springs are all compressed because everybody's just demolished those poor things. So I wanted to get one to try it out. I think it was like $6 on Amazon for this lock. And as you can see, I mean, the finish quality isn't very good. You know, it's not a very nice lock. But hey, something new to play with, something a little different. So an 1100 clone, if you ever want to play with one, SEPOX. Fairly cheap. Something fun to hound on. So I'm curious. Let's grab this challenge lock. I don't know if I can get in here with this or not. I'm not going to probably be able to very well. Yeah. Yeah. Not with doing a bottom of keyway. Maybe if I come up here and I can sneak by. Yeah, I was wondering about that, Lockchuck, how bad it would be. I mean, in pulling it out, you know, looking at the core itself, it doesn't look terrible. But once you actually gut it, it might be an absolute crap show on the inside. It wouldn't surprise me any if it were extremely skeletonized in there. Ooh, yeah, not the right kind of pick for that lock, that's for sure. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to get one to play with, and I've picked it. I've opened it a couple of times. It's not a fun lock to pick, really. It's kind of a pain. Very, very cheap. Very crunchy. All right, still looking if anybody feels up to joining. So yeah, I think I had one other lock. Which one was it? It was really skeletonized inside the core. It was one of that Harbor Freights out of that big pig of theirs that I was messing with. I wasn't real impressed with that one either. So yeah, if I ever got it, we'll see. I don't know if they're standard pins or not. I honestly do not know. So, shall we try it out on camera? And let's have a look-see and see what we got. Let's see if we can. Let's gut it and find out, guys. I don't know what is in there. I think it's got some. I think it has a couple of, or maybe a spool or two in there. But yeah, it takes pretty hefty tension. Oh, come on. And it is pretty much a steaming pile. There we go. Oh, come on. Come out of there. There we are. So there is the core. Yep, Amazon. That's where I found that. Like I said, after picking with it, playing with it down there that little bit, I was like, yeah, I want one of those just to be able to check it out and see what it was. And yeah, it is an interesting little lock. Ooh. That must have some kind of a retention key to hold that core in, because there is no C-clip on the back of it. So this is like some of those other ones, huh? So let me look at what we got going on in here. Sorry if I'm blinding you guys. I need a little extra light. I don't see an extra little retention pin. So how? Oh yeah, there it is right there. Well, except once you have the key in there, in order to get to that last pin, you can't come through the top hole to get to it. But it's all right. Ooh, how am I going to get that in there? I almost need a different kind of a tool to follow that plug out. But I wonder if I take you in far enough. Let me find a small pair of tweezers. Well, they're filled to keep in. Hey, thank you for the support, sir. You may be exactly right, though, Nola. I don't know. I might have to put that one off until I can jury up a different pick set. All right, where'd I put it? Yeah, it was a good idea, too. Shimming might have been a really righteous idea. I don't know if I can shim it at this point. I might have already jacked it up. There we go. Thought there was an extra one in there. I already managed to drop a pin in there somewhere. Think you got your wish, Nola. That's right. Hey, I will figure it out. I will get it opened up. And there came out that last little security pin in its spring. So I don't have that to deal with anymore. Ooh, those are some tiny, tiny springs, dude. Doo-doo. Love it. Yeah, whatever, Nola. You're just mean as hell to me today. You're almost as bad as Mr. Zoe the cat. There's pin 1. Trying to figure out what's got it hung up from going back in. Unless they had a pin drop in somewhere, a wafer or some crap if they had some of those in there. So I never can get enough of not using your dominant hand as a fill-in structure for lock sporting. I am using my dominant hand. I don't know what you're talking about. I was hoping if I shoved all of those down, I'd be able to get that baby back in where it needs to go, but no such freaking luck. This may take a while, guys. This may... I'm not that bad. Yeah, that's what they all say. Let's see, one. And you are very right. That thing is skeletonized to the hilt in there. So there might be what. I can see I have one pin that is like stuck up, not dropping down. I think you're trying to hurt my feelings. Yeah, I do that every once in a while. I'll swap back and forth just for the fun of it. So yeah, I must have dropped a pin off into that skeletonized area. And I don't even know if I'll be able to destroy the pins to get it out because it's. I think I've got the spring is still up there, but I think the key pin or the driver pin, rather, fell down into that skeletonized body someplace. The weird part is when I put the key in, I can still turn it. I can completely reverse it and drop the pins at least. Hey, look at that. Ha! Ha! Nola. I got it. Woo! And yes, you are very right. That thing is skeletonized to the hilt. All right. Woo! So now, oh man, I got to show you guys some of these. These are kind of funny. Wow. You know, when I did my first challenge lock, I made some spool pins. Let me get this thing over here. And I think I did a better job than that spool pin. Look at that thing. No wonder this thing is a chunky monkey. And that is what every single one of these is that's in there. Look at that. Look at how horrible these pins are. Dude. Look at that thing. Wow. That is horrible. Horrible. Okay, now. Oh man. And look at this. I gotta show you this too. This is wild. Let me get back over here. So focusing on that core. Watch as I move this. Look at how much slop there is in those pins, between the pins and the holes. Look at that. Look at that. Woo! That is just really, really bad. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, guys, over there at Tool, but if you're doing a booth and you're trying to teach people new picking, a lock like that is absolutely horrible. That might be one that might be worth, yeah. I might have to make some new pins that'll actually fit this thing a little bit better. That is righteously horrid. I mean, there is so much slop. Wow. Okay, what am I missing? Guess we'll dump all of those springs out of there. Oh, there we go. There we go. Knew I was missing a couple pins. There they are off to the side. There's my other key pins. Yep, that is one incredibly sloppy lock, guys. I mean, dear Lord, I don't think I've ever seen anything that bad. I mean, this makes the Harbor Lock core look like a freaking champ, dude. There we go. There. Dude, Zoe, this thing makes a master lock look like a primo piece of hardware. I mean, primo piece of hardware. Make sure I'm lining this up the right direction. Yeah. So I think that we can kind of go either way, huh? But if I remember right, should have paid enough attention. I should have paid more attention when I was in school. Yeah, that is an especially bad lock. Trying to remember which way that went with this nub facing up or down. I don't remember now. I don't know if it makes a lot of difference. I'm looking at how the thing fits in there. No, I can't put an 1100 core in. I tried. The 1100 core, if you ever actually pay attention to it, it's got like a little notch kind of cut out up here. The do I have one handy? It's just a slight bit taller on the Bible. And it's just enough so that it won't work in that lock. I could probably grind that out a little bit to make one fit. Which would be kind of a neat way to make it a little better lock. See, I'm thinking it needs to go in this way so that core reaches down a little bit further, if I remember right. Right? Because it would be a fun little lock if you could do that and put a little better core in it. All right, so let's get back to man, I noticed some tiny springs too, dude. Tiny springs. All right. Yeah. You know, part of the fun, right? I would say that's one of the worst locks I have messed with to date. I don't know if it matters where I put any of these pins because they're all the same crap. It's literally all those incredibly horrible spool pins. But you know, this is not a lock I would want to give to, I guess if you just want cheap locks, they're going to trash them anyway. But seriously, I wouldn't put this out there for people to try and learn on because that's just a terrible, terrible lock. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. That's the direction I was going, lock check, was with that nub to the front towards the keyway. That's what seemed to make the most sense. Since I didn't pay close enough attention. Wow, those are just horribly, horribly bad. There. And there we are. All right. I safely got it. I got it back together. I don't know. I wonder if that would fit in the body of that, if that would make it any better to do that, Nola. I don't know. So I was going to show, let's see, I think I have one here. Yeah. Here's a body. Let me zippy zoomy. And let's see if I can focus that in on that lock body. Come on, you can do it. All right, here's an 1100. Now, do you see this little notch cut out right up here at that top corner? That's the difference between that lock and this other. It's just that little bit of a notch body. Let's get a little better light in there. See that down in that top corner? I could probably cut that groove in there with a Dremel and then be able to swap the core. That's the only thing that prevents the core from fitting, is that the Bible being just a little bit taller. So I could probably swap that and get there. That might be a task one of these days to try out, but I want to play a little bit with this lock first. But then I might try and notch that out and put an actual 1100 core in it. Right? That's the big question. Is it worth it? Probably not. Would it be fun just to see if I can make it happen and do it? Yeah, probably. All right. Put away some of this goodness. Put it away, put it away, put it away now. No, you're exactly right. Or I guess it's probably not worth it. And yeah, you know, maybe if I can make some pins that'll actually fit in there, a little better tolerances, it might make it a little better. I don't know. I don't know if it would or not. But that might be one of those things. I'm just going to have to try it to find out. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully that showed well enough what I was talking about. That one little notch is all there is that's a different. And it's just a matter of this Bible is just a little bit taller. So I've got this mitten made one, this 410 that Stu sent me. The one thing I noticed is different from my other 410s, and I don't know if that is Just a matter of which one you happen to get your hands on, or if that's on purpose. It is. It is a Studio Mitten Made. Is all the other ones I have are the 401 keys. This one is a 417 key. And there's a pretty fair difference in the keys. Same number of pins, but it just kind of angles the opposite direction. If you can see that in there. Yeah, not really. Doesn't want to focus on that well enough for it, but it just kind of goes the opposite direction. It actually feels smoother, I think, than my 410s that I have. You see this one, once it get out right there, then it's a little stiff clunk to get it to go the rest of that way. But yeah, very, very sweet lock. Very nice. I love how well the sticker fits in there. Yep, reverse keyways. That's exactly what I saw. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what that's supposed to have any kind of meaning to it, or what that means, or what that is. Just a different keyway, I guess. Don't know. Don't know if that somehow makes it a different lock completely, or what the problem there may be. I don't canoe. I don't canoe. I don't pretend to canoe. And I'm going to try and get back to work on this Medico again. You try and figure that thing out still. I was getting so close with that stupid thing. Just one pin in there that is absolutely killing me. So, you know. But yeah, I've been able to get this one open a few times now. It does seem to be considerably easier than the 410s I have. I don't know how that would be or why that would be. Because 410s are my nemesis. I hate them. They drive me insane. I can't get anywhere with them stupid things. Where did I put? I have really got to spend some time down here and do a little cleaning because I've got a mess. You know, since I got this EOD set, I have an extra one of these. I might add this to it. This is a tool that I really think could use some severe improvement over ones I've used from other companies. I just think that's not a good kit or not a good tool. But hey, look at that. That'll fit in there. I can go in with that kit. I'm going to rig up. I'm going to rivet those handles together, and then I'll have a tool set for something. Go in one of my bags, one of my pouches as an extra kit. Because that's one thing I do like with these is, you know, nice and slim, thin kit. It's easy to drop it down in a pocket and just go. I will say, you know, if you guys didn't watch the Broken Rune where they were talking about sparrows, they both bought the COD set and they put them through the ringer. And you know, and I will agree with them. The steel that's used, they're strong, man. They hold up. They're a great pick that way. If you can get past that skinny handle, I just don't like it. Some of their profiles to me are a little weird in the kit, but it is what it is. You know, their half diamond is almost no diamond at all. But yeah, once I get those things drilled out and attached, I think they'll be pretty slick. I think that will work well. And we'll make it all happy, happy, happy. Let's see. Where did I put? I tell you what, guys. I have such a mess going on my desk that I don't know where I put my other crap. So I'm gonna have to get down here and spend a little time and do some cleanup. Maybe we will see how this all goes. I am I might not have a live for a couple weeks coming up here now in September. I am actually going under the knife. And probably not going to be able to make my way downstairs. So if I do any lives, it'll probably be some vertical lives with my phone upstairs if I can talk the wife into giving me some of my gear to be able to make it happen. So we'll see. I'm going in and having a knee replacement done. Doesn't that sound like fun? I got to again thank Stu for those lovely tension wrenches. Man, I tell you what, they really are polished up. They are really, really pretty. They are so pretty. So pretty. Oh, so pretty. We'll see if I can. I'm the same way, Zoe. I've been terrified forever on this, and it's getting worse, and it's screaming and complaining at me. So it's finally time. I've been running bone on bone in my knee for about 20 years, and so it is time. It's kind of frightening though, dude. It's where technology has come with that. So I destroyed my knee back in the early 90s. Pretty bad destroyed. And I had 6 hours worth of surgery with 2 surgeons in order to put my knee back together again. And now with a full replacement, it's an outpatient surgery. I go home the same day. I said, surgery takes about an hour to do the full replacement. And then within a couple hours, they'll have me up and walking. And about 3 hours in, I'll be heading for home. And I'm just like, you're kidding, right? It's really kind of amazing to me how far technology has come in that kind of stuff. It is bonkers. See? 410 lottos, man. Not my favorite locks to mess with. Yeah, well, thank you much, guys. Yeah. We'll see. Hey, Mountain Mick, how are you this morning? You've missed out on all the fun. Holy, almost bricking a lock. Showing off some new products. Trying out some various junk. It's been a morning. Playing with an incredibly cheap 1100 clone. Yuck. But I had to get one because I just had to find out just if it was really that as bad as what it seemed like, or was it just that theirs were trashed. I took a picture and shared with Aaron from Southern down there because he makes the tools that they use out on their pick tables. And oh my God, man, there are picks laying there, and it just looks like somebody ran them through I don't know what, bent, twisted, gnarled up. It's just terrible. The man of the mountain. Well, the link's pinned up top there, Mr. Mick, if you feel like hopping in. You may not be awake enough yet for that kind of horsing around. Wow. See, I just struggle so bad with these stupid things. My least favorite locks ever so far. I think I'd rather mess around with that stupid Medico than a damn 410. Why? Yeah, I got the whole honking crowd in here today. On the road again. Mountain Mix is on the road again. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, man. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yeah. I have opened that one several times, but I'm just not getting a feel for what the heck those things are doing to me. I just don't get it. Hate it. Delivery drive for rent today. Well, you got to do what you got to do. If you got to work, you got to work, right? The bills don't pay themselves. I get it. Well, if you're out on the road driving, be safe. Hope you have a wondrous day. Yeah, I need to move on from some things besides my normal ones. 1100s and those 6835s. See, that's what I was talking about. That crazy. I mean, look at how far you rotate that core for that full set in this lock. That thing is just crazy. I really want to see what he's done in there to get that much of a full set. It is kind of bonkers to me. You'll be ready for me next time. Yeah, and I get it. Work is work. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah, there's that full set again. I got to figure out where I'm going to get outside of that full set. Yeah. You're working tonight for a bit, huh? Well, I'm kind of working for a little bit. I got a team little get together, catering and some food, doing some giveaways and stuff for the team just to kind of thank them. And is that going to be a permanent move there, Mr. Mick? Or not really? Rename your channel to Beach Mick? Swamp Mick? My wife keeps telling me she wants to move to Florida, and I'm like, man, I don't know about that. You know, hot, humid, don't really feel like living in a swamp. There we go. There, I got past this full set and got an open on that one again. Fun little lock, you know, not a super tough one, but a fun one. This one, I have a feeling, I think this is Nickvitz, if I remember right, one of his locks. That one will be fun. Yep, alligators. Everywhere you go, you got freaking alligators. Yuck. So I think this one, Are You Winning, Son? Yeah, here's the key for that one. Very, very smooth operating lock. That does not look like a very fun key. Come on, you can focus. I know you can. So that'll be the next one I throw in the vise to start fighting with. I've been kind of enjoying some of these challenge locks. You know, this one he's got taped off so you can't get to it. I mean, you could, but whoa, oh, that's a key. Yeah, wow. How the heck does a key like that even work? Whew. Right? Florida's kind of notorious for that too, right? The crazies. That is a cool one. That is a cool little lock. Yeah, it's like, if she wants to move somewhere warmer, and like, if we're gonna do that, I would probably rather look at somewhere in Texas. Hey, Jackrabbit, how the heck are you? Let's see, what shall we mess with next? We gutted this abomination of a lock. Terrible, terrible thing. You're part of the wildlife? It's never the Florida folk. Yeah. Uh-huh. Sure, it's not. It's your story. You better stick to it. I'm excited to play with that disc container. I think I bought it just a cheapy one that somebody had recommended off Amazon. Dean P, how are you, sir? Going in to take a look and see because I don't remember. Oh, cancel. I don't want you to do that. Just sign me in. Yeah. Go look. Why are you doing this? I don't care. I don't want to set up a pass key. There we go. Yeah. So, woohoo! Yeah, it's a Dan Zhang storage lock, but it's a disc container lock. It was cheap. But I thought, yeah, I'd get one just to play with and try it out. I may have to get with, I believe it was you, Mr. Dean P, that has one, right? Disc container. You're trying to look at getting with you on that one if you still have it when I get paid. See about getting a lock. That'd be kind of cool. Because that looked like that's a nicer one. Much nicer than this cheap junk that I've got coming. But it is what it is. Something to play with and kind of learn it. Wild Billiam. Good morning, sir. How are you doing today? Let's see. I should find something to mess with those a little bit, since I gotta figure those locks out. American 5200. American 5200. Yeah, you got that Abloy. Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. This was the Abloy. It looks like it'll be a nice one. See, this is one of the issues that I have with these kind of tensioners. Try out this Sopa Dupa deep hook. Yeah. I should do, let's go 20 thou. Caffeine and bad decisions. Oh, man, you guys are mean to that poor dude. Poor Dean. You know, you sure get a lot of crap. Not that you don't walk into some of it. Just saying. But, you know, it's part of the fun of the community, right? We're equal opportunity assholes. We pick on everybody. Milking cows and feeding bacon seeds. As it should be. I'm oversetting a pin, I can tell. Grub screwed marks you're using for a training lock now, huh? Awesome. You know, I want to get my hands on McTickler to try out. I hear so much good about those. There we go. That was with the new super deep. Look at how deep that hook is, dude. Oof. That is a deep pig, but it does work. It does work. I've picked several locks with it now. I'm waiting. Right, exactly. Yeah. Got to have some fun with it. Got to give people a hard time. And that's just how it rolls. I would expect nothing less, right? It is. It is a deep hook. That's what I'm kind of worried about, is that it might be too much. That's why we're doing a little testing with it and see if I need to redesign it and change that up a little bit. But dude, you can get back in behind some pins with it. That's for dang sure. I will message you there, Mr. Mick. That is I don't think I would call that a medium hook. That's more of a deep hook, but yeah, that's a new one. We're beta testing that thing out. I think that goes a little beyond a medium hook. It might be a bit much. I don't know yet. I haven't quite made up my mind, but it definitely does the job. If you got a hook that needs set, or a pin that needs set way back in there, it will do the trick, as long as you got a keyway that you can get in there with. That's the thing with every pick, right? You got to have the right pick for the right job, the right tool. It is definitely deep. If you are a guy that likes deep picks or deep hooks, that may be the hook for you. I can't really say I've really had many locks where I've really needed a deep hook. I've had a couple, I guess, where I've needed something a little deeper. Right? I have a couple of locks that are like that. I don't know if this will fit in the keyway. But this one challenge lock I've got right now to work on. Looking at the key, it just might be that way. It's this one. I mean, you got to gainer at that thing. That one's going to be fun. That one's going to be fun, man. Not to mention, who knows what he did in there. I believe that's one of Nick Vitt's, and he makes some pretty serious challenge locks. So get cranking on that thing here pretty soon. Yeah, that's just it. It's just another tool in a toolbox, right? Having a wide range of profiles, and that's like I put together a beginner pick set that's got rake and then dog leg set in it. But I think once I get these finalized up, I might look at tweaking that kit up and have, since it's more of a beginner set, either a 20 or 25,000s. I haven't decided yet, but a standard, a heavy, and a deep, and a rake. For a beginner kit, most of the beginners, you really don't need a 16,000s or 15,000s pick. You're just going to end up trashing it. So a thought, anyway. Yeah, this was a 98 Pro key that I had. That one's not too bad. It's got some bouncing around. That way. Oh, dirty lawn. Yeah, all the dust and crap that gets blown up when you're doing some of that. I need to mow probably. Maybe today. I don't know. We'll see. Right? That's kind of what I was thinking. The one I've got right now, 3 depths and a rake. That's kind of my thought too. Right now it's just the standard or heavy dog legs, and then I've got the chaos rake in there for a rake. Because to me, that's my favorite rake. That thing just works. It just works and works well. I think, because I have the multi-pick Sandman beginner set, I think I like mine better than that one. Not that there's anything wrong with that. The only thing for me on that kit, the multi-pick kit, that I'm not a big fan of, I'm not a real big fan of these, especially for a new picker, these super sharp Bogota style rakes. They can be a pain sometimes to figure out and use, and really tear up the pins if you aren't careful, because they're so sharp down there. It's like taking a freaking hacksaw blade into your lock. I'm not a big fan of those. So, I'll just grab those two. I'll bring it down. Manual it up. So the profiles are exactly the same between the standard and the heavy. It's just the thickness. This one has a much thicker, heavier neck for if you've got to get a little more Western on pins. That's just a lot stronger. This one's thinner, gives you a little bit of reach going back in. So, yeah, that's the difference. So, what I'm talking about, yeah, a worm rake. I like a worm rake. The other one I really, really like, that's the Chaos Rake from Southern Specialties. That little sucker just works and works well, and it's easy for about anybody to figure out. So that is my favorite rake currently. It just reaches in there. Yeah, it's not metal thickness. It's the width of the neck is where the difference is. It's just a stronger pick that way. So yeah. I don't know. I think I don't know. The people that I've worked with on the beginner side, I usually end up starting them out with a rake, just because a rake on a white belt lock is pretty easy, and it kind of gets them oh, hey, look at that. I can open a lock. And it gets them that excitement to drive them on with the next one. But yeah, that's my thought. Yeah, the red rocket. Maybe that's what'll be the rake design, right? Maybe I'll call that the red rocket because I'm trying to come up with a thought for a rake to go along with the dog leg set. Yeah, like I said, I think rakes have their place, depending on what you're doing. The thing I like with that chaos rake is it's every bit as effective on a wafer lock as it is on a regular lock. It just works. But yeah, that's my thought. It kind of builds that confidence, gets that. There we go. Gets that whole adrenaline rush going, and then you can start taking them into, you know, 2-pin, 3-pin, working into security pins, whatever it may be. But start working them up, but kind of get that initial rush rolling, right? That is exactly my thought and kind of where I roll from. Let's see if it'll work in here. Need a different tension wrench for that. That one's a little chunky, gets in the way of the pins. There we go. Master number 1. Yeah, raking's fun. You know, raking, zipping. I mean, it really hits those things. Master 3s. I don't have a Master 3 anymore. I need to get a Master 3. I don't know what else I have that's really rakeable for me anyway. I mean, I see some of you guys raking some crazy stuff. It's a Master 530. I've never been able to rake that. There's this Master. What do these guys have in it? You guys know the Master DG? Never really looked. What do they have in there for pins? Yep, firm, open as well. It depends on what you're doing, right? It's another tool in your tool belt, and yeah. When zipping works, you talk about fun. Yep, I agree with you. See, I don't know what that has in for pins. I've picked it a few times, but I've never raked it. That's just a pretty lock. I like that one too. The US lock. That lock. Got a lot of 1100s up there. I see some of you guys that are raking experts. Yep, half diamond right there. Half diamond is a great little zipping tool, I think. Makes a nice little tool for that kind of work. So, makes a nice little, you can do that. You can give a little zip and then come back in and use that in single pin picket. I like a little half diamond. They're a great pick. Very fun one to have in the arsenal. There's a Master 4140. Yeah. That's another one. That's pretty doggone hard to not recommend. Just a Jimmy Long set. Jimmy Long makes some amazing tools. Murder rakes. That's sparrows, right? It's murder rakes. We were just talking sparrows earlier before you got on, talking about all of the goodness from them down there. I love a little wafer lock or disc detainer lock pick that I got from them. That's very cool. I bought the Warlock rake. That is a big, thick, chunky thing. Whew. But it's a nice wave rake. I like that. And I think I tried doing a couple locks with this thing, and it works fine. But I didn't buy it really to use it. I bought it to just add into my collection because I do like their little artwork stuff. But that's just such a big chunky lock, man. You got to have a really open keyway, or pick rather. You got to have a really open keyway to put that thing in. So, yeah, not a fan necessarily, but it's pretty. That's what I bought it for. I bought it for the artwork. And I was talking about the EOD kit that I picked up. I'm not a fan of the single layered handles from those guys. Just not. But that's just a personal preference to me. And then I tried theirs in their little contest down there, the ones with their rubber handles on them. And that rubber handle that they've got, man, it just sucks all out of it. I can't say that I was real. There we go. Another one that makes a really nice little zip. It's just a little, what do you call it, a snake rake. Like those two, they're a handy little tool for that kind of thing if you're into doing that kind of attack zone. The trick. Yeah, Jimmy Longs, man. It is pretty doggone hard to beat Jimmy Longs. They're just good tools. I don't have a lot. Matter of fact, I don't even know where I have them right now. Where did I put them? They're probably in that kit. I have the Jimmy Long gem hooks, and they are pretty doggone nice picks, man. I do like them. Very nice. I'm gonna did my video die again? I got to figure that out. I just don't get it. I don't know what the heck else to try. Am I back or am I still dead? Yep. And that's kind of what led me to buying the EOD kit, was their review. So I thought, I'll try it out again. And it's, I agree with them. Is my video back or am I hung up? It works quite well. I like the kit well enough. I just don't like these single layer. The tools are strong, no doubt about that, but I don't like the single layer handles. I'm going to rivet those together, but the little bypass knife that's in there, the tension wrenches aren't my favorite, but it's not a bad little kit. Not my go-to, that's for dang sure. It was only a few seconds this time, huh? Freaking thing. I wish I could figure out what causes it. I really, really do. So I think, let's look. There's my tuxedo set. One of my early ones. Oh. Nope, they're not in here. What kit did I put those into? I don't know where my Jimmy Longs are. They must be upstairs. But yeah, you were talking about the bare bones. These aren't bare bones, but these are law locks. And those handles for that, man, you talk about some beefy handles. But I really, really like these picks. Very, very nice set. There's some really crazy rake styles in here. Tons of, that's just got a lot. The tension wrenches are incredibly nice. These two that are those tapered style are actually really handy. So that's a nice set. I really like this set too. I need to spend a little more time actually using this. But man, you talk about a reach tool. Look at that bad boy. Woo! That's a reach. Rock out with your lockout. How are you this morning? So, yeah, that's a nice set. Love this case. I need to just fill that case up with goodies. It just gets to be a little chunky to carry around, but I do like it. I do like it a lot. My least favorite pick set right there. Although, I have these handles, which I wish I knew where you could find these again. These were It's Tactical. We're selling these. These, at first, I was thinking I didn't like them because I didn't come up and cover the handle. But the more that I've played with that, it actually makes them comfortable, but you're able to get to the metal there to really feel the feedback. Where the rubber ones that Sparrows puts on, they come all the way up here onto the neck, and it really pulls the feedback out. I'm not a fan of their rubberized handles, which sucks because I don't like the single layer handle. So that's where these were better in my mind for that. So I wish I could figure out where to get more of those from, because they are a very nice handle design. Yeah. Might do a giveaway one of these days and give that thing away. I had a Moki set. Really like those as well, the minimalist set. I sent those on to somebody else to try out who's been wanting to really try out the Mokis. And I don't know, I kind of regret it because, man, I did like them. They were very nice. The more I worked with those, the more I liked those. Yeah, and I forgot to send him the rest of the kit, so I do have one extra blade. But yeah, the green handles right there, the Moke Workshop. Very, very nice. Very, very nice set of tools. I did really like those. They were very nice to use. But I kind of think I like these law locks a little better yet. I really want to get the covert instruments set from the, what do they call it? The one's got the McTickler and all that. And I want to try those turners. You can buy the turners by themselves now, and I'd really like to try those out. They look really slick. A guy let me try them out down at the conference there, and I like that. I like the way they're cut out for the bottom of keyway. You can still get up in there and use that for your picking. They seemed really neat, really a neat set. So I'd really like to try those out. I really like these that Mr. Stu sent over. That is a really nice set of picks or of tension wrenches. Outstanding. So when are you going to comment on my idea of adding Sparrow's high-low style to the flats and making them a 301 high yield? I don't remember. What were we talking about with that? The Reaper. Yeah, the Reaper. The Reaper tension set. I'd like to try those out. I've looked at the ergos, but me being a left-handed picker, I don't think I'd find myself using those much at all. I just don't. Yeah, that lime green set is wickedly cool. Maybe doing a bit more testing on these ultra deep piggies. See what changes I might want to make, if anything, to them. But so far, they work pretty darn good. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to grab. I don't know. I've got so many tools now that, do I really need to grab any more tools? Yeah, exactly. Right. The ergos, and they have a left-handed ergo, but the only place you're going to use those are going to be if you have, something like this that you can turn either direction. They wouldn't work for regular locks, so I just don't see the need for those at all. Oh, the other thing down there, they do make left-handed ergos, but again, like I said, where they're usable is pretty minimal. Oh, hey, got my Night Watch lockjaw patch. That thing's pretty wicked. Like it. There were tons and tons of booths. Everybody and their dog was handing out stickers down there. There's one that I really liked. Make memories, not evidence. I like that. Spyderco sent me one of theirs with some parts that I got for a Spyderco knife that I've got. Let's see. What other ones? There were some cool stickers. Man, I've got a lot of stickers to go through. Dude. This one was really cool. Look at that one. Black hat sticker. Right? Got my neck watch patch. That one was really wickedly cool from the Adversary Village. There you go, Zoe. There's one for you. I don't even remember who that one was for. Another Adversary Village one. There was a Locksport one. Ghost Beacon. ICS Village. That was cool. That one was really neat sticker. It says, cyber threats are relentless, but so are we. Rewardsforjustice.net. That was cool. Another one of theirs. They had some really cool stickers. I was at the tool booth and picked open one of their 6-pin locks. I got a 6-pin sticker from Tool. Beaconator. Oh, get rid of that one. That one's pretty cool looking. Sick looking sticker. So yeah, like I said, there were some cool stickers to be had down there. That's for sure. Another Beaconator, Sparrows. My goodness. When our badge is criminalized, only criminals will have our badge. Around physical access security. Like I said, there were some really cool stickers. I don't remember what the company was for that one, but I thought that was a pretty cool looking sticker. HRV fox hunting, that was cool. Oh, DEF CON, I'm going to put that to some Velcro to go on one of my cases. Free White Willy. There you go, Lockpicking Dev. One of his cool stickers. So I was able to meet up with him. A couple more of these Locksport stickers. Those are cool. They'll go into my swag pile. Another Lockpicking Dev sticker. Be patient. Bug Bounty Village. Look at that. There's just tons and tons and tons of cool stuff. I like luck. Hack the planet. Like I said, man, it was sticker heaven if you're a sticker guy. Black Hills Information Security, that was kind of comical. Go all the way to Vegas to a conference to find out about a security company that's like 100 miles away from me. Parrot OS, Linux distro that is very, very cool. I really like them. They were there. Thanos. Well, it's made to look like a comic book with a sticker. And that was I mean, so many. Another DEF CON sticker. I think that's all of them finally. Whew. Let's see what I got in here. That's just magnets. Mitten made. Where did I put my patch? I got a patch from him, and I don't remember where I put it. A lock-picking pop patch. I got to figure out where I put that. I don't know where it is. Must be up in my laptop bag someplace. I'll have to dig that one up. I think I heard something about that he got banned. I don't know what exactly the deal was there, what all happened. it was neat. I got to meet a couple of people down there from the lock sport community, so that was always kind of neat. Lockpicking Dev was one, and then another was oh man, what was his name? He bought 2 sets of picks off me while I was there. Can't remember his name now. How terrible is that? I am horrible. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with all these stickers now because, man, I got a lot. But it was very cool. It was neat to meet some people and actually get to put a face to a name on a couple. There was the one guy that I met he was at the tool booth working with some of the students at the tables. I had never even heard of him before. So I handed him over a pick to try out. Like I said, he ended up buying 2 sets off me. So that was kind of cool. I love that black hat one. That one is just cool. That one and that one are probably my 2 favorites out of the whole pile. But lots and lots of stickers. Whoa. Good grief. It's just a disaster going now. Yeah, where did I put that? I don't know where I put that. Patch, man, that's got me bugging now. Oh, geez, it's right on my bag, right there. Certified lock pup. Between me having dogs and going by Greyhound, I thought that was a perfect patch, man. And he gave me that one, so that came from Lockpicking Dev. That was very cool. Yeah, my pup sticker. I was supposed to get another sticker from him down there, another patch, but he was in the middle of doing a bunch of training and working with people, and I think he forgot about that one, so I just got the one from him. But that's all right. I'll forgive him. But yeah, I got to figure out where I want to put my night watch patch. Lots and lots of cool stuff, man. But yeah, that one right there. Make memories, not evidence. Love that one. They had an awful lot there around not taking pictures or videos and capturing people on camera and things like that. So I wasn't able to really do a whole lot of pictures while I was there. I got to get that one put in my book too. Tool sticker. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the pup sticker. That was very, very cool. I had a pretty good time. There was some good stuff to be learned. Like I said, met some neat people. So, yeah. Now we need to get back to work on all this other stuff. To the main purse. Hey, that's just organization. You don't carry that like a purse. I fill this up with my goodies and I throw it in my bag. It goes in my laptop bag. So I can take all of my pick crap with me, right? Prime example. There's one of my bags right there. And as you can see, there's just a couple of locks in there. Just a couple. And then I zip that up and I throw that in my bag. I just grab the handle and rip it out. And I've got all my locks right there in hand, ready to go. I really like it. Those bags have been super duper handy. I use the snot out of them. So there's that. And then this Medico, I was almost thinking, I wonder. I don't think it'll work. I was going to say that one might be a good one for trying out a deep hook in there to see how well that works on those picks and those hooks. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I can get in there with that. Nice part. We'll have to try that out and see if they work in there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I've got for you today, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you showing up and hanging out and listening to me rant and ramble and show off weird stuff. Yeah, and that's exactly what I put these together for, right? These are just small pull handles available on my store. Velcro so you can put labels on them to identify what they are. And then I can just throw those in a bag, and I can grab one and rip out and have lockpick tools in it. Grab another one and rip out and have all the locks in it. It's great, man. It's great. I use the snot out of them. They have been a marvelous, marvelous tool to add to the pile of goodness. All right, guys. Well, that's what I've got for you. I think I'm going to let you go so I can go get some real work done around the house, the home front. Figure out what I'm going to do with all that good stuff. Okay. Everybody have a marvelous, marvelous weekend. I greatly appreciate you coming and hanging out, joining in. Once you have a backpack and a purse, you'll never go back to a wallet. I went to a front pocket wallet ages and ages ago, and minimized how much stuff I carry in it, and I love it. I'll never go back to a back pocket wallet again. Yep. Woo. Hit the like button for me, guys. Appreciate you. Have a wondrous weekend, and we will catch you